Next up, we've got Miss Leading. She's going to take a second to get set up, but we'll also give her an excellent round of applause. Thank you. Just a minute, I would panic. Like, did I hit my pens? I'll talk about what I'm going to do while I'm setting this up. So I wrote this poem after a night chatting and drinking with a friend. We were talking about things that happen at parties and boys, and we weren't really astonished when we were talking about the fact that the amount of times that we would leave a party and talk about a guy and be like, and say things like, yeah, he's a bit of a jerk for doing this and that. But when we really think about it, the kinds of things that this and that were sexual assault. And isn't it funny how we call things like we would dismiss things like sexual assault as something that would just be a bit of an irritation, something that should be avoided, that the person was a bit of a jerk. And then we talked a little bit more about the other things that happen at parties when girls are unconscious or too drunk to move. And then we went on to talk about how almost all of our friends have either been raped or attempted rape, and how none of us have ever reported it to police, and most of us haven't even told our family or friends. So after that night, I started to write this poem, but when we talk about sex and violence and sex, I think it's really important to remember that when violence and sex happens, it shouldn't ruin our love of sex, because sex is great, I like sex. And sex is also funny and fun. So this poem is about that, but it's also funny and fun, and I encourage you to laugh along when you think something's funny. So we're just going to hook this up. So I'm playing on a synthesizer here. It's called the Deluge. It's made by a guy in a shed in New Zealand. I hope I put the right track. Let's just find out. Oh, before I start, I need your help with this. So with the chorus, I'm going to say the word, when I say the word sex, I need you to say the word pest. So are you ready? So sex, pest, sex, pest. Great. So I'll let you know when the chorus is happening, and we're all going to do it together. Can you all hear the sound? And can you hear me as well over the sound? Okay. Alright. I didn't have sex with David because his penis was too big. It reminded me of the trunk of a baby elephant. And while there's something delightful about feeling naked flesh against your own for the first time, at 15 years old you might understand why I was hesitant. I didn't have sex with Simon because I had my period, but then he kept asking if I was sure. Like maybe I wasn't serious, like maybe it was strange for girls to get their periods, or that recreating a scene from a Tarantino film in a stranger's bedroom at a party was a perfectly normal thing to do. Okay, so your part's coming up, you ready? Sex, sex, sex. It's been fun, but I'm getting dressed. Put your cock away, you're a sex pest, and you're making a mess. Sex, pest, zip it up and give it a rest. I'm not trying to make you guess if I wanted to, I'd just say yes. I didn't have sex with Tom because I wasn't drunk enough. Well, at least that's what he told me. But personally, I think he was being far too rough. As the weight of his body pressed my back into the cold, rain-soaked dirt, I felt his bumbling hands inside me, grabbing everything ungraciously, tearing my skirt, while I lay placid, anticipating any opportunity to escape without being hurt. when he stared into my eyes and said, "But I love you." So in my guilt, I hoped to satisfy him with head, but I obviously overrated my fellatio talents because 2 days later he said he loved Amber instead. Your turn again. Sex, it's been fun, but I'm getting dressed. Put your cock away, you're sex, and you're making a mess. Sex, zip it up and give it a rest. I'm not trying to make you guess if I wanted to. I'd just say yes. I didn't have sex with you because I didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. I wasn't in the mood. I don't think that's inconsiderate or rude. I wouldn't ask you to pierce your body, get a tattoo, or attend dance class if it wasn't something that you wanted to do, and I feel like the same logic could apply here too. I really like you. I think we should see this through. Perhaps if we felt a certain spark or we went on a date or two, then my vagina, yeah, it'll take a different view, but in the meantime, understand that my excuses are few. I just don't want to have sex right now, and that decision has nothing to do with you. Sex, it's been fun, but I'm getting dressed. Put your cock away, you're sex, you're making a mess. Sex, zip it up and give it a rest. I'm not trying to make you guess if I wanted to. I'd just say yes.